Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining me on your lunch break. I have Coach Prenice. A lot of people call you PJ. What do you prefer?
It don't matter to me. Prentice, PJ, it don't matter.
Okay. Well, welcome to the show. And for those that don't know who you are, can you give everybody a little synopsis about who you are?
I train Tiger Johnson, Jared Anderson. I'm an assistant coach for Terrell Goucher, Dante Benjamin. I got a couple amateurs, Mario Johnson, Marcella Smith, who just won the national. So I got a couple
Yeah.
people I train. I did a little boxing back in my day as well. So
Yes, you did. And so I wanted to ask you, how is the transition from boxer to coach? Because there's still the nerves, there's still the, anxiety and things that go on, even though you're not in the ring yourself, you're on the outside. How is that different?
because I have zero control once the fight start. It's just it's up to them to able to execute everything that we learned and worked on during camp. So that's the like I wish I could just jump inside their body and control them, but I can't. So
Like a
that's
remote.
probably the that's probably one of the biggest differences because it's out of my control. It's now up to them. But luckily I have good enough fighters where I could just trust them to, do what we worked on.
Yeah, and they trust you. You
Yeah,
know,
100%.
I think I go through that sometimes too. It's like you think, did I teach them enough? Did I show them enough? Did I do enough? You know,
Yeah,
but obviously you
100%.
have. Obviously you have. So I want to talk about Tiger's last performance because you and I had a conversation offline, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was worried a little bit about him because we know how the business is. You got
Yeah.
to perform. You got to do your thing. But this last performance, I was like, okay, I see the Tiger that I know. Talk to me about the journey, the moving up, and the way everything just seemed to click in the ring.
It's a lot of things that we've been trying to get down and just get down packed in the last couple years. But it kind of seemed like it wasn't quite clicking at first. But every fighter is different. Every fighter that switch gonna click at a certain time. And I feel like this past weekend that switch finally clicked for him. He really was in there and it looked like he really understood and just learning his way around the ring as a professional. So I was really happy about that because I posted a clip on my page. It was right before we got announced out. Like I told him, I say everything you supposed to do, we drilled it, and we drilled it. Like everything you need to do, we went over it time and time again. So just little reminders like that, like just believe in everything. Everything we did in camp was for a reason. Just believe in it and just go out there and perform. Because that boy he's a great fighter. He just gotta
Yeah,
like he did. He just gotta go out there, believe in himself, and the sky's the limit for him.
absolutely. And was there a time because Kendo, I've known Kendo for a long time. He's from Texas. He's very durable, very
Yeah.
tough, kind of awkward at times.
hmm
Was there a point in the fight where you said, okay, he's getting it? Now Tiger just it's clicking right now. Was there a point in the round in the bout that you
Yes, it was
okay?
the end of the first round where like because Tiger he had a habit of waiting but sitting right in front while he's waiting and trying to think of his next attack. And the end of the first round, he didn't like what he couldn't really find nothing. He took him on a walk, stopped, didn't like where he was at, and took him on another walk. So at that point, I knew Tiger was really in there boxing with this
Yes,
boxing with his
yes.
brain. So that let me know he was in there thinking. He was listening to the corner through every round during the fight in the corner. He was just clicking on all cylinders Saturday night.
He was. Canelo Loco TV, thank you for tuning in, my guy. He said Kendo has always been a durable, scrappy fighter. So for Tiger to do what he did was amazing. I agree. Like I said, I've seen him coming up, and he gives people trouble. But Tiger handled him. I don't want to say with ease because I don't want to take anything away from Kendall, but I saw some beautiful things from Tiger, and it just makes me so
Yes.
happy. So
Yeah.
after he got his hand raised, and y'all go back to the locker room, what was said? Like, I told you, or the tiger be like, I
It
didn't, or
was
what?
it was boy, you looked it good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was it. Just I just told him I was proud of him. That was one of those performances where, of course he could have did some things better. It wasn't perfect, but between last performance and this one, it was night and day. So this was one of the fights where just got to tell him how proud I am of him, and then we just keep building from this point forward.
I think it's fabulous because a lot of people don't realize this is a process. It's like you grow together with your boxers. It's like you teach them some things, you change some things, but it's really a process. And then it's kind of like a proud parent when you see them do something that y'all been working on so long. So I
Man, what? Like I ain't gonna with this performance. Like I'm still like I
yeah,
probably watched the fight like 8 times already. I
I
probably
don't blame
watched the
you.
fight like 8 times, just looking at just how good. I just love to see maturity. Like he really
Yeah,
looked like he matured that night. So
yeah.
that was a great win for him.
I love Tiger. He's a good guy. I had told him congratulations, and I put like every time he see me, he's like, "Hey, Way," So I was like, "Congratulations, Way." He's
Yeah.
he's funny. He's a great guy. So I want to talk about Jared. I want to talk
Okay.
about Jared. Jared, he's an amazing young man. He's so strong. He's so talented. We saw him, take his first loss, and then he got a win, recently.
Mhm.
Talk about the journey with Jared, and what you think clicked for this last fight for him to be able to like get through it and get the dub.
Um. Jared is an amazing fighter, man.
Hmm.
He got the tools it take to be one of the best heavyweights that
Agree.
that ever fought. In my opinion, he could
Hmm.
punch power in both hands. He could fight righty, lefty. He got
Fast.
speed and reflexes like a middleweight. So he took a loss. It was a pretty devastating one, but he came back. He came back in camp. He trained hard and got through this last one, and he just gonna keep getting better and better. Like I said with Tiger, I feel like that one fight just is going it clicks, and then it's up from there. So I really feel like moving forward, Jared is really gonna make some noise, man. Moving forward.
I agree with you. I mean, it's a really nice time for these heavyweights to like start shining. This is the
Yes.
time I think right now,
Yeah.
especially in the U.S. We need the heavyweight heroes, and I see that he's definitely going to be one of them.
One hundred
Um,
percent.
how did the relationship start? Like, how did you start working with these guys? Have you always been in their life, or how did this come about?
Um. So for Tiger been around, like I knew Tiger since he was like a little kid. Like he was a
Hmm.
little 7-year-old kid running around watching us fight. We from the same
Yeah,
hometown. So at the end of my amateur career, around when I was 17, 18, he was like one of the little kids just running around the fight shows being bad. So
yeah,
me
I
and
believe
me
in
and
that.
Tiger got some history, and also my childhood trainer who trained me was one of Tiger trainers. Got him ready for the Olympics and got him to the Olympics. So that's
Yes.
how me and Tiger got acquainted with each other. And when it come to Jared, I always knew who Jared was because his trainer, shout out to Derry Riley's like an OG trainer in Ohio from Toledo. And like I always kept up with him because he was always like number one in the country. Always kept up with him, and when he turned pro, I just used to call this, talk to him, chop it with him, because I could tell that he misunderstood, and what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and
Yeah.
Jared the type of person where he human too. What I'm saying. A lot of people forget that just because we fighters, that don't mean we're not
Facts.
human. So I just call, chop it up with him, talk to him about life, and we got a bond. And then one day he just reached out and was like, "Hey man, you think you could come in?" And that was a no brainer, of course. So.
Yeah.
And then,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So when you got that call, were you just like so excited,
I
or
was excited.
did you know
I,
it was gonna come?
no, I didn't know, but I was excited. Anytime I get a chance to just go teach my perspective of the way I view boxing, is that's I'm excited about it, because
Yeah.
I want to my my mission is to be able to teach at least something to almost every person I can in the world. That's what I want to
I,
do. I want to teach my perspective of the science to, even if it's just to correct a jab or show
mhm.
somebody how I throw a right hand. I just want to teach somebody something. So anytime I'm able to teach, I'm excited.
That I love it. That's beautiful. So whenever you look back on your boxing days, did you ever think like one day you were going to be doing what you're doing now as a trainer?
I knew one day I was going to be a trainer because I always like to share the game, but I didn't know I was going to be at this point at 37 years old.
Yeah, young, very
Like
young.
I was thinking like maybe when I'm like 48,
Yeah,
50,
yeah.
so something like that. But to be young and to be in the position I am is truly a blessing. Sometimes the commissioner be asking me, "So what about?" I'm like, "I'm not fighting. I'm not. I'm a coach." So it's still a little funny that I get confused as a fighter sometimes. But I'm
It's a blessing.
blessed.
It's such a blessing that at your age you're doing what you're doing, and your name and your face is starting to be familiar.
Yeah,
In everybody's homes.
yeah,
That's huge, and I love that for you. I
yeah.
do.
Appreciate it.
I want to like switch gears just a little bit. There's a lot of stuff going on in boxing right now. We've got a new player in the game. You know,
Yeah.
um, so we just heard that Top Rank and PBC merged, even though they've done things before, like on the Tank Davis fight, they've done things before. So it's not like anything that's so new. But I think they're going to start working a little bit closer. The state of boxing today, from your perspective, what do you see?
Um, I like it. I like it. A lot of fights getting made crossing the street. I feel like we in a good place. I'm also I think that the O is not gonna be as important. We gonna start seeing great fights again, no matter how many losses that a fighter got, which I feel like
Yeah,
before that was robbing us from a lot of great fights. A fighter be talked about and then they mess around and lose, and then now that fight no longer exists. So
that's
I
true.
feel like moving forward, boxing is in a great place. I feel like a lot of big fights is gonna start to be made now.
That's true. That's true. And then, now we have this, TKO boxing with Dana White.
Hmm.
They've got the Netflix deal with we call Uncle Turk. And then so we heard on April 1st that Queensberry had signed a multi-year stream deal with DAZN.
Mm.
Do you feel like this is kind of like one entity against the other one? Is that how you look at it, or do you look at it like, that's just more boxing for us?
I look at it more boxing first. I feel like at some point boxing is about to start just like the over that water, like the UK,
Hmm.
Australia. I feel like a lot of those top boxers over there is gonna start getting opportunities on platforms that because America really don't pay attention to them over there like that,
Yeah,
to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I feel
I
like
do.
now, since everybody's starting, because ain't no more networks now, so I feel like a lot of great fighters throughout the world is going to start coming together and making these big fights.
Yeah,
And I feel
yeah,
like Turkey
I
gonna
agree.
help get that done. Honestly, at the end of the day.
I think so. I mean, I've heard a lot of like podcasts and like YouTube channels, and they're like saying, "Oh, he's going to take over everything. The promoters that we know today and love, they're going to be gone." I don't think that that's the thing. I don't think that any of the big top dogs are going to be gone. I think it's just we're going to be on different platforms, doing different things. But
Yeah,
it's all boxing.
yeah,
Is
me
that what
too.
you
I
think,
agree.
or do you
Yeah,
think
no, I
some are
agree.
going to disappear? Yeah,
No, I agree. I agree because I don't see like how can you replace like Bob Arum? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? How can you
yeah. No,
replace
serious.
Eddie Hearn or Al Haym? They're not going nowhere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because nobody know the game like them.
No,
Nobody
no.
can just come in and do what they do. It took a lot
Yeah.
of work for them to get a system that works, and I feel like yeah, they not going nowhere. But I feel like it's all just gonna bring more eyes to boxing, and just bring more boxing in general.
I think so too. Canelo Loco said, I don't trust Turkey, but hey, just my opinion. And a lot of people don't, because we got this guy coming in, and he's slanging his money around, and we're like, who are you? Where did you come from? And what are you doing? And then immediately he starts, talking with Dana White, and has these ideas, and the thing that kind of got to me a little bit was like him wanting to get rid of the sanctioning bodies, the belts.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't trust him. And what is your view on that? Do you think he's here for a long time or a good time?
Um, Only time could tell that, So like nobody know how successful the TKO gonna be. We don't know if it's gonna work. We don't know if it's not
Right.
gonna work.
Right.
I mean, all we know right now is that it kind of got the same type of structure as UFC,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we don't really hear any UFC fighters happy about the way they get paid.
That's true. The,
So
the the thing that I was thinking, and I don't know. So as far as the structure, the way they're doing it, like the UFC, where thank you, Fight Fan Live. The thing that I'm thinking is there are some really good boxers out there that never get the opportunity to get on a big platform or make any kind of money. Like, I mean, I know you've heard, like at the club shows, sometimes
yeah,
you
no, for
fight for
sure.
$1. You fight for $1. My fighters in the have fought for $1 before. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And so the only thing that I'm thinking is the lower tier guys are going to get an opportunity to make more money and climb the ranks, because it's going to be the best of the best.
yeah,
You know?
facts.
So Uncle Turkey's still going to have his Riyadh season, still doing the thing that he does, and then
Yeah,
TKO, I believe, is going to be doing
yeah.
their thing.
I
So
feel.
it could be good. Like you said, though, we
I
just
think,
kind
but I think it's gonna be good as well. Also, because like you said, the lower tier. Don't want to call them lower tier because there's some
of
great,
just no.
great, great
Yes.
boxers that
Yes.
just don't got the resources or know the
That
right
part.
people to get into a good position that I feel like that will make a lot of noise and reach some success in this
Mhm.
league. Also, might be older. It might be fighters that's a little older, 32, 33.
Yes.
That's also
Yes.
kind of on the way out, but still got some fight in them. But instead of fighting as a coming in on the B side for
Mm-hmm.
$10,000, they can make a run and actually go make some real money with TKO. So I feel
Fact.
like it worked both. I feel like the elite of the elites will always top rank
Mm-hmm.
Matchroom,
Absolutely.
Golden Boy, PBC.
They'll
But
still do
now
it.
it's a whole nother scale of fighters that probably wouldn't get a big opportunity can go over there with TKO and shine. So
That's true.
I think
Yeah,
it'll
and
work.
yeah, I didn't mean lower tier. I do mean the unknowns. That's what I
Yeah,
mean. Exactly what you're
you
saying.
know, for sure.
So it can be a great opportunity for so many more, because there is a
Yeah,
lot of great talent in the gyms right now, but they don't have the support, the financial support that
yeah.
some get to have. So yes, so that part I'm thinking, okay, I like that. Let's see where it goes. So I wanted to talk about too. Did you get to see? I know you did, the mayor fight and her great performance with Sandy Ryan.
Yeah.
Were you back there? How did you get to
I
watch?
was I bought some good seats to watch that one.
Okay, okay.
I bought because they give us seats after the fight, but I needed to make sure I was up close because how good the first one was. That was Michaela looked good, man. She been in the lab.
She's been in the lab.
She
The
been in the
adjustment.
lab. A lot of improvements, man. So I
Yep.
love improvements. That was a great performance by her.
Yeah, she was another one that just clicked that night. There was
Yeah.
something in the air. There was something,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, she was boxing. She was boxing her ass off. She did a good job at picking her spots. You know what I'm saying? She had boxed a little bit. Okay, let me go to war a little bit.
Yes.
Let me get
Yes.
back on this jab. Let me get back to moving. So she
Yes.
she did real good, man. That was a great performance from Michaela.
Yeah,
Shout out to Michaela, man.
I'm super proud of her
And
too.
Sandy too. Sandy
I was
came.
just
She
gonna
came to
say,
fight. She
yes,
came to fight. I just feel like that Michaela team made some good adjustments.
they did. And it really, like, Sandy will beat anybody else.
Yeah.
She's such a great fighter. Like, she is.
Yeah.
But it just shows where Michaela is right now.
Yeah.
Like you said, they
Facts.
made some adjustments and they executed the plan. They
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
did.
And Michaela was using her God-given gifts that fight. She long and tall.
Yes.
She was using that reach. It was a good fight, man. That was a
It,
banger.
it was a great fight. Bruce Gas, hello. Thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all so much. This is something I want to start doing. Having lunch with some folks. Talking boxing. Why not? So after the fight, Michaela said, you know what, I want to go for a unification with Lauren Price. Are you familiar with
Yes.
Lauren Price?
Yeah, I've seen her fight a few times.
Yeah, she's a top dog. That's going to be a really good fight. And I think that that's going to do some numbers. You
Yeah,
know.
I
Uh,
ain't gonna lie. With that performance Michaela just had, I feel like it's gonna be hard for anybody to beat Michaela performing like that.
okay, and as you're saying that, I'm gonna throw something else at you. So both Michaela and Lauren also say after that they have Clarissa Shields' name in their mouth. Talk to me. Talk to me about what you think about that.
That's nice. Hey, hey, that's nice. But Clarissa different, in my opinion, man. Clarissa's Clarissa is Clarissa at the end of the day. I really don't think it's too many female fighters in the world that's just a dog like her. Like she is
Yeah.
really mean in there, man.
She is
Like
that girl. She is the one. She is that girl.
yeah, she is the one. So I love to see it. I love to
Yeah,
see it. I'm happy. I'm happy that women boxing is making these big fights and just making them themselves big players in the sport now.
me too.
That's dope. It was
I love
long
to see it.
overdue.
Absolutely. Jay Murphy, when you having a Brit to lunch, coach, hey, hit me up. Let's go. If this is a good time across the pond, let's do it. Let's do it. I would love it. Yeah, we just coach to do another live again. Yes. And speaking of that, okay, somebody asked, can Clarissa make 154? So I believe, so now we know that she has great nutritionist, in Vital, that used to be Perfecting Athletes, formerly known as
Hmm.
Perfecting Athletes, and they are geniuses. The medically and everything that they do everything well. Do you
Yeah,
believe that Clarissa can make 154?
yeah, yeah. I think she
Me
can.
too. Me
If
too.
I put it like this,
Enough time.
if her nutritionist tell her she can make it, then she can make it. Because
Yeah.
Tiger worked with them too, and they are
Yeah.
amazing.
They are amazing. Yes,
Yeah, they are
Paulina,
amazing.
Denise, all of them. They're just
All
love.
great people too.
Yes, they are.
Whole
Those are my
team
girls.
of great people. Yeah.
Whole team. That's right. So yeah, so we've seen a lot of criticism for when Jake Paul gets in the ring and wants to box and people like really criticize him. But I think the thing that they're not criticizing is the way that he is really uplifting women in the sport too, with MVP. He and Amanda, doing the things. They just signed another 4 girls after Alicia.
Hmm.
And what are your thoughts on that and what they're doing?
Amazing, an amazing job. Like, how can you not? Like people might, but will he this, he that? At the end of the day, he used his YouTube platform and the celebrity from that to bring more eyeballs to the sport of boxing. And
Yes.
on top of that, look what he doing for women. Women
Yeah,
wasn't getting paid like that until he came along and started paying women like that.
that's facts.
And plus he from Cleveland, so I got to rock with him.
Okay. I can dig that. That's for sure.
Nah, but he doing a great he doing a great job with the women. I feel like nobody really came in the game and catered to women the way he is.
Mhm.
The way it's looking. He's doing it strictly for the women, in my opinion, and
Same.
and that's good because the sport finally needs someone with a lot of money to throw around to really stick up and fight for them, and that's exactly what he's doing for women boxing. So he's great for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of things that I hear from like some promoters, without naming names, is they're like, there's no money for women. Nobody wants to see them. They don't want to put them on, and things like that. And then he came along and said, really, okay, I'm gonna show y'all that yes, people do want to see these women, and they do deserve to get paid. So hats off to him. I love
Yeah,
to see it. I
yeah,
love to
one
see
hundred
it.
percent.
And speaking of women, who is your top of all time? Doesn't have to be now. It could be present, past, whatever, but the first name that comes to your mind.
What, when it comes to women boxing?
Yes.
Clarissa?
Okay. I like that. Clarissa. Yes.
Clarissa?
Okay. What about the males?
Man, I mean, it's a lot that come to mind. But
Besides your
what?
guy,
So, who was my favorite boxer?
somebody that you really looked up to, like coming up, that is still
Um,
like that guy.
okay, so it was Roy Jones. Roy Jones was my favorite boxer coming up, but Bud is now my favorite boxer, man.
Yes. Speaking of Bud, in September we got Bud and Canelo. Give me your thoughts on that.
If anybody can beat Bud, I mean, can beat Canelo, is Bud that jump up that many weight classes. Because I feel like a lot of people underestimate how strong he really is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All they can say is he too little, he too little. Okay, but then he's strong as hell. So now what you gonna say? At the end of the day, skills pay the bills to me. At the
that's
end
true.
of the day,
And I know you've been next to both of them. I've been next to both of them. He's not little. Canelo and he are about the same size. Canelo
yeah,
might be a little broader up top, but they're about the same height.
yeah,
They're about the same weight. Like, he's not small. And people always say that. I'm like, really? If you've ever seen both of them,
yeah.
really not.
And Bud is really, really, really strong, man. You know he play too much. He grab you
He
playing
he's
around. You could feel how strong he is, man.
he's thrown me to the ground before, and I'm like, "Do you know how much I weigh?" He's like, "So,
Yeah,
okay." Like,
yeah. So
he's funny.
yeah, yeah. I
Canelo
think
has skills too. Yes, Canelo has skills too.
he do. Uh,
Not taken away from Canelo. But I definitely got Bud too. I plan
But
on being in the house.
Bud is,
I
yeah,
don't know how to
Bud is one
bet,
of
but I'm
them
gonna
ones.
try.
Yeah, Bud is one of them ones. So yeah, I'm going with Bud. I think he just a better boxer than Canelo, in my opinion. Better boxer. He more crafty, and they both smart though. They both got
Yes,
high IQ. So I feel like it's gonna be a really really entertaining fight.
I do too. So before we get off our lunch break, what is something that you want the people to know about you? Like, when it's all said and done, what legacy is going to be yours?
I was one of the best trainers that ever did it. You know, like Eddie Fudge, Emmanuel Stewart, um, Freddie Roach. I want to be remembered like they will be in this
I love
sport.
that.
You
I
know,
love that.
I promise I wanted ever since I was a kid. I wanted to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. Never didn't get to do it as an athlete, but I still got a chance to do it doing with this. Like I love this sport so much that
Mhm.
like I couldn't see myself doing anything else outside of boxing. Like what I was gonna do, go get a regular job. I couldn't, like this I fell in love with this when I was 12 years old and I wanna spend the rest of my life doing this. So when it's all said and done, I just want the world to know how great I am and how great that I'm going to become.
You're on your way. You're on your way. You're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the timeline because you're young, and like I said, you're starting to become a household name and face when we turn the TV on. People are
Thank
getting to
you.
know you and see what you're doing, the greatness that you're doing. So it's definitely going to happen for sure. Let
Appreciate that.
everybody know where they can follow you, follow the journey of you
Um,
and your athletes.
so my Instagram is Prentice Jr. Prenice. The same on every platform. So just follow me, man. Support and just enjoy the ride, man. Cause hopefully it's a long one, inshallah.
It's gonna be absolutely. I appreciate you so much for taking time to talk to me. We got to do this again, and I'm sure I'll see you around.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day. Bye bye.
All right, you too.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
All right.